My name is Cao Fei. Artist lives and works in Beijing. I don't think I belong the post-internet. I'm more before the post-internet era, I think. Because the post-internet concept, I think, is more came out 2010. But I deal with internet is more earlier, like since 2007, and use the medium as a creation area. But as I know, the post-internet concept a little bit different after that. Yeah. I think it's very good to, we don't know after how many years, and now we have a new tag, TAG, for the art. Before we have pop art, postmodern, deconstruction, and now we have new name for the art. It's a time to give a new title to the art. It really reminds me to think about the pop art in the 1970s and 80s. You look at the Jeff Koons, it deal with so many advertising. And today, the young generation also deal with a lot of similar image, but after internet. But before, like Jeff Koons, it's television, advertising, it's another environment. And now it's a super high connection. So a lot of things through internet have a lot of changing. So it's another artistic way. I think it's very interesting. The critic side also, and also enjoyable, the new world. I know a lot of artists that without background, so I think this is not important. I think many of the friends from my childhood, we live in the same region. All their parents is artists. We studied in the same art school, so they're all from the same background. But I didn't see them become artists, or they're still trying the traditional art practice. For me, it's only reason my parents deal with traditional way, but many of their kids, it's continue their parents what they're doing. For me, I'm more like against what they go, so I go to the opposite way. So I think this is the only important reason for me to become a contemporary artist from this background. But no more meaning from supporting or society connection. About how to deal with the contemporary, how to conversation with our contemporary life, and in this modernism time. In early of 2000 and more this kind of show introduce Chinese contemporary art to the West. From the curator idea, I think since China open policy is 1980, so China take 20 and 30 years have a big changing. And the audience who live in Europe or American, I think they still not really know what happened in China right now. So probably the art world is the best way to export what is the real China is to the large public. A lot of Western people, I mean the large public, they still think about China, its calligraphy, a traditional forbidden city, the people still dressed in blue, and a lot of old symbol in their mind. So, like what you say, the post-internet, now the new generation of artists who born in end of 80, many of them deal with post-internet art. So you can see now it's more and more flat, less different from the point to another point. Yeah, the art world is so small. So only in the world, only a few people they think about art world, but the world is still very small. So when the people connect the internet, they have larger world. So not only the art people. So like I work with the BMW art car project, I work with different fashion brand, and I work with different media. Also forced me to deal with different audience. For me, it's really interest to trying different ways, sometimes out of just only art. I don't think so, because artist is the most free person in the world. They do what they can do, what they want to do. There's no excuse. So, but some of the artists, they more focus what you say, the social responsibility. For me, half, because I don't want to do the way it's like a political contract. So like a documentary people or the NGO people, it is, or the social research people in this one angle. So as artists, you can from different angle. You have to say that can be political, but with from different level to see the political, but not from, because we call political contract and then not contract. So that's some simple two opposite way. But I think for me it's much more layered to think about this. So like the factory work, I'm not only represent the worker, how they settle in the factory, but also you can see large how the worker in this era, in this Chinese booming time. So after 10 years, you're looking back, you can see what happened and that at that time. And also the worker from the very poor family, they get the chance to change their life, change their family also. I would like to give different opinion or show different insight to the public. I think I stopped painting when I graduated from the school, but I draw a lot of storybook for my film as a sketch for a lot of my projects. But I not really think I paint something as an artwork. Recently, I just think about repaint. And also last year, I worked on a tiny model for another film, Latang. So I paint on all the model and make it like old building. I paint every day, a lot of handwork. But in past 15 years, I deal with computer design, computer drawing the floor plan. But then I coming back to use my hand to making things. I think it's very good feeling for me without the computer. You know, computer really precise. But the paint and things, I think sometimes like a more like a movement thinking. I think I'm quite lucky to born in these times. So before I graduate, I met the first curator, Hu Hanru. He's Chinese international curator. At that moment, he lives in Paris, and he bring me to the first show in Spain. And right after her, I met Hans Rubisch, 2004, and then he wrote my article for the Art Forum. They call First Take. It introduced the young emergency artists, and then a lot of biennial coming too, and more curator want to know my work. And Klaus followed my work probably before 2010, and that's last year he invites me for the show. I asked him why, and he just think it's time. That's it. What I say lucky is because I met these very amazing people who doing very well done in the world, and also because I born this time, China have so many changing, and I capture this moment. I think also the different reason. for me to create this kind of world that people discover. I can't say my utopian because many of my work is looking for the utopians. Where is it and where's the group people's utopians? So like my another piece, whose utopia? The question is give everybody because different people have different express. So that word is about doing work in factory. So whose utopia is belong the worker and belong the society or belong the company. So every different group of people and different end goal, their utopias is different. So as artists, I'm more like observer to see different utopia and not only mine. But the future is half. I mean, good way and bad side. Nobody know, but I think it will be very interesting. Like today, the people and the kids use the automatic bicycle or the stroller. Sometimes I saw they stop it and they go to somewhere and the stroller automatic run away without people. So I think the future probably is out of control. I speak to myself and to my husband. So even a lot of people come to me, but that's make me I keep a long time to making a one project. It's not just every month production. So I just save time for reading books, try to reading books, and also meet people, the people who came to the studio. I give a talk and sometimes teach at school and have 2 kids. So busy day and busy mom.